Okay, alright. How's everyone doing today, guys? Thank you, thank you so much for gracing us with the kindness of your presence. We are so magnificently appreciative that you have taken time off your busy schedule to join us. Thank you. Lesson number 20, another amazing benchmark, stepping stone, however you wish to frame it. Quick revisit to lesson number 19, modding of the life, which is modding of the game of life, of course. We were talking about creating the vision, the singular image, the meme, the way of framing your culture, your aspirations, for your impact, the co-creative energy of the team, organization, charity, business, that this is essentially where you're heading. This is the framing, this is the picture, this is the meme, this is the image, this is the vision. And then we were talking about creating the systems of how to get to that vision. That every time, every organization, every human enterprise, it's a system. It is a meme, it is a model, mathematical model. It is a module, it is a mod that you co-create within the game of life. And the greatest modules are based on user interface. How do you interact with the products and services created by that module? The next step up is the customizability, how much you can make it personalized, how much you can change it to make it reflective of your own artistic proclivities, of your own specific energy signature, whether you want to call it consciousness or soul or personality profile. That's within your discretion, beloved ones. And lastly, we were talking about essentially that those two are just different gradients of the same thing. The maxing out of your freedom index, the first indice of the bottom, the side, and the sides of our Y, the size and symmetry of our Y. Most beautifully, we made 180 when we went back all the way to the first lesson. Lesson number 1, give the maximum amount of happiness, maximum amount of trust, which is the result of the cohesion, how aligned everyone is in terms of their values, belief systems, boss script, and of course freedom. Give the maxed out, give people opportunity to max out those stats within your module, your organization, your charity, your business, and people will serendipitously join you. The best marketing is without marketing. It's the word of mouth. It's the level of excitement. And when excitement is contagious, it becomes viral. This is how you scale your business or your enterprise. You don't scale it. It scales itself. This is the doing without doing. The best way to do is to be. Lao Tzu. Once again, going back to all those beautiful teachings which have been available to the planet Earth for so many thousands of years, and we're doing once again a full circle. We're coming back to all those amazing things that deep down inside humanity has always known, but now we're using the open source called the internet to remind everyone that hey, it was always about oneness, it was always about unity. More people join you serendipitously. Remember, they will decide how much they want to join. That's the freedom index. And they will decide how much they want to invest. That's the trust alignment. If you are trustworthy, they'll be investing money into you. If you're not trustworthy, you shouldn't be on the market. Simple as that. So the mods are the vehicles, and the mod has to be so good, so flexible. Adaptability again, remember, be like water, Bruce Lee. So adaptable that the people that come within, they are co-creating the mini mods within. That's what the great mods within the games are. That you have such a great mod that you have other content co-creators like, wow, I can do something that actually matches with it, and they all click. And this is why those greatest mods, this is what the life is. It's a giant open source. We steal from each other, we reconfigure the pieces, we bring back those pieces, and we call ourselves original thinkers and original creators. But all of it is just reshuffling of the existing jigsaw puzzles, whether it's politics, whether it's culture, whether it's science, whether it's literature. It's just different combinations of the puzzles that have coexisted simultaneously for hundreds of thousands of years. Like Steve Jobs have said, we are all thieves, like great thieves, say great content creators copy, the greatest content creators steal. Slight paraphrase, same meaning. So that's about the creation of the systems. Now, serendipitously, we are moving forward to the final lessons of the second chapter of the learning of the game of life. The second chapter will be the three modalities. It will be influencing versus content creator versus life flows. So essentially we were talking a little bit about Morrowind being really that mathematical model slash artistic expression slash video game that have introduced humanity to the concept of modding on industrial scale. Like I've said, to this very day, there are people honestly in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, which are still modding this amazing masterpiece of a game. And we're not saying to check it out, we're not saying not to check it out. This is within your discretion. We want you to be addicted to the game of life, to your artistic expression, and how you co-create with your team, with your family, with your community, with the planet at large. We want you to be addicted to you developing and taking your life to the whole new level. But we will be learning from everyone, and when someone creates amazing product or amazing service, we will copy and paste, we will steal. And the greatest thing about Morrowind was, of course, the freedom index, the customizability, the user interface. You could do whatever you please. We were discussing the difference between Morrowind and advanced Dungeons and Dragons models that were dominating the market at that time. But the principle stays the same. You create a sandbox, that's your organization, that's your original module, and the modders are coming in and they are reintroducing their own mods, and they are co-creating together. And that's how your singular meme, symbolized by the vision but the mission statements, it becomes a bigger meme, and it becomes a bigger meme, and because of a bigger meme, this is scaling, and it is beyond your control. It is the realm of superconsciousness. It is the realm of how well you align with the greatest good of all the people. If you want the best for them, if you want everyone to have a buzz, if you want everyone to be aligned slash trustworthy, and if you want everyone to have maximum amount of freedom, including financial freedom, 80% of people will reciprocate, and they will come to you, and they will take you to places which you cannot even begin to dream about imagining. That's how amazing your life can be. And look, guys, quick disclaimer, because there will be many of our brothers and sisters who still come from the baggage, who still have the externalized validation point, who still come with those preconceived notions, those scripts, those perceptions of others that they have overburdened themselves. So many of our brothers and sisters are like, they are having a heavy burden, the backpacks, always slouched, always negative, because they carry the burden of somebody else's thoughts, belief systems, biases, prejudices, and judgments, and they carry them everywhere they go, like those poor creatures called mules, that they are used by, in the poorest of countries, they are used and abused because the people are putting their baggage onto them. And many of our brothers and sisters, our beautiful human beings, our co-creators who are co-creating themselves, they are coming with that baggage. It's like, hey, I'm just a mom, I'm just doing it as a side gig, I'm just a single mom, I don't see those multi-million or multi-billion dollar plans. J.K. Rowling was exactly the same boat. J.K. Rowling was a single mom, was a mom who have started her empire of co-creation from her kitchen. So please, 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 there is no pressure. You are perfect exactly the way you are, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We will never want to change you, because your freedom index is sacred for us. We are enlightened entrepreneurs by and large. We don't want you to change. We love you exactly the way you are. Remember, love, gratitude, and appreciation. When the love is true, it's unconditional, meaning that it's not dependable on any factors, any belief systems, any bosses, any values. You love because you exist. I love you because you exist. If you have taken your time to come to this community, we love you because you exist. And this community wouldn't be the same without you, and we need you. Having said that, you can be physically, mentally, and spiritually perfect, and simultaneously you can choose to believe in having a character arc, overcoming your challenges, fulfilling your dreams, taking the best people around you and realizing, manifesting that vision, and choosing to believe that you are becoming better. Both of them are not mutually exclusive. You are perfect and you are becoming perfect plus. Both of them are not mutually exclusive, and you don't know how far your passion and your dreams can take you. So you are perfect where you are. You will go as fast or as slow as you wish, but we will always inspire you to go for more. This is our commitment to you, just like your commitment to us is every time you show up. Remember, Woody Allen might be having a, we're not going to be critical of people, so I'm not going to say any more of that, but he said that 50% of success is just showing up. And in largely this is true. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So I don't care what's your character arc, I don't care where you are, I don't care how far you want to play the aspect of the game of life, the money game, whether you want to be a thousandaire, millionaire, multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire. You are valid, you are as important as everyone else. Like with our meme of New Earth 2.0, one giant human brain, planet Earth as a one giant living organism, no cell left behind, no one better, worse, or equal, because it's one. That's what we choose to believe. Even when we are humanists, it's just one giant ecosystem. We need you here. We need you here exactly the way you are. But we will be inspiring you to go further. Of course we will, because you want this. We want you, we want you to take off the baggage of the preconceived notions and framing and scripts of other people. They were projecting their fears onto you because they were addicted to fear themselves. The holistic human being doesn't have a need of denigrating their fellow human beings. Far from it. Holistic human being wants everyone to be at the apex of their potential. So leave the baggage behind. You don't need it. You went through challenging character arc already. Leave it behind. We love you just the way you are, but please don't exhaust yourself. You are super important to your families, to your communities, to the planet, and to our community. But we will generally, we won't push you, but we will inspire you to aspire for more, because you deserve more. Everyone deserves more. You deserve the best education, best healthcare, best housing. Everyone deserves happiness all over the globe. And this is whom we are. This is just, we're not good guys, we're not good, we are the best guys. If you want to be depressed, you go to those other YouTube channels. we will not allow you to get depressed. We just won't do that. It's just like that meatloaf where I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. We will not allow you to go back to negativity. Negativity is very bad for your skin color. No, so no pressure. You'll go as fast or as slow as you wish. You will flow with the rhythm of life. You're perfect the way you are. But dream big, yes. If J.K. Rowling could do it, anyone can do it. Yes, she is special, but everyone is special because it's an open source. The whole planet is a one giant open source. And what meme you will create, what system, what module is up to you. So you might think small because you are connected with a small amount of people, but your frame of reference will expand when the right people and right opportunities will manifest. And then it will be up to you. Do you want to scale it to the next level? Or, nah, I'm good, bro. Do you want to go critical drinker? I'm good, bro. That's all I have for you today. Massive love to other content co-creators. Critical drinker is amazing, 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 amazing purveyor of the commentary about what's going on in the popular culture. He's a God bless all the content creators on YouTube and everywhere. So that's essentially it with regards to the quick recap of the mod of the game of life. We were talking a little bit about the Morrowind beating the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 because Advanced Dungeons and Dragons have had much older mathematical system. It was based on pen and paper rules. So the Morrowind has had better engine, which allowed it to introduce the concept of skill set based on practice. So you could do archery, you can fight with melee weapons, you can do magic, and as you practice those skills, you become better. So effectively, there were no limits. You didn't have to specialize. You can multi-class and you can max out all your stats and you can max out all your skill sets. So essentially, it was infinity of freedom index, and that's why people loved it. Whether it's true or not, whether it's realistic or not, people don't usually care about that. They care like, am I having a buzz? Am I having a super great time? And they had. And so it has translated, and the success of Oblivion and then super success of Skyrim was based on that foundational basis, on those principles of maxing out the freedom index, the user interface, customizability, and freedom of your products and services, which are a reflection of the greatest product and service, aka your system, your module, your vehicle that takes you to your vision. So on this note, we are serendipitously moving now to the whether some of you guys will be just like in the video games, just like in those different systems, pen and paper or card games. Life is a game. What do you want to do? Do you want to multi-class or do you want to specialize? This is one of the most important questions that every player has, whether it's a role-playing game or strategy game. And Game of Life Planet Earth Edition is both. You start as the singular character, you are alone, but then you start to master the social skill set, so you're attracting the right people and you develop a team, just like you have in the fantasy when you have different skill sets coming together to co-create. And then you really start to master the game of life when you really start to do those epic characters, when you are so good that you actually starting to attract armies, because everyone is just in so awe of what you guys doing. You become the superheroes of those respective mathematical models, those alternative universes, that everyone wants to be with you guys because you guys are like celebrities of that particular model. So this is kind of what's going on, that for the first time in human history, humans have the possibility of being celebrities. Now the celebrity culture really started within the framework of American popular culture, because American popular culture was a derivative of the British culture. Like, I hope that our American brothers and sisters will not push back too far. In Britain, our celebrity culture is the royal family and aristocracy. This is technically the elite of society. In America, you have had the Hollywood elite, the actors, and actors really were amazing. They were dancing, they were singing, they were performing. Some of the greatest human beings available on the planet Earth were Hollywood American actors. Guys, I don't care what's your personal belief systems about Hollywood. I know much about Hollywood darkness. We are not going there. We are not going into negative framing. In this channel, we are only love-based consciousness. We don't go to fear, because that's framing. When you focus on fear, you stay on fear. We don't focus on fear, we focus on love. We look at where we want to be, and we're going there together. So we're not going there. But the fact of the matter is that some of the most fascinating careers / character arcs throughout the human history, Hollywood actors. And they were amazing. They were amazing at singing, amazing at dancing, amazing at acting. Some of the greatest storylines have been created by Hollywood. The most recognizable storyline / narrative is the storyline of Luke Skywalker. That's his character arc of overcoming his challenges. So guys, I'm sorry, but it's just the fact of life. But you will have to, as you start your journey, doesn't matter if it's a charity or whether it's a business, whether it's e-commerce, whether you want to flip properties, whether you want to build investment portfolios, or whether you want to do all those things, these are essentially like professions, and you will have to ask yourself whether you want to specialize or whether you want to do a little bit of everything. And I would advise you to try a little bit of everything. We'll be teaching you all those skills, and I would like you to try a little bit of everything and see how it feels. Your happiness index will be an indication of it. Remember, that's the most important thing. Follow the voice of your heart and see how it goes. I'll give you one specific example. There's a gentleman in UK who used to be a plumber. So a typical working class, very honest work. God bless him. Plumbing is super important. Water is super important. Water is the basis of life. But at some stage, he has reframed it. So he has abandoned his profession and he became a stock exchange trader. Amazing transition. Normally, people do not do such a transition in a character arc, but the open source is unlimited. The game of life is unlimited. Your possibilities are unlimited as long as you choose to believe they are. Having said that, there will be many social scientists, particularly neuroscientists, who will tell you that in order to be good at something, and they usually talk about skill set, but that pertains to professions as well, because the skill sets have the skill sets is within the framework of your profession, your career, your character arc, your narrative, your storyline. So They will tell you that you need to spend 10,000 hours on something to become really proficient. Whatever it is, whether it's coding, whether it's martial arts, whether it's AI prompts, whether it's video editing, whether it's directing the movie, that you have to spend a lot of time. And that's the argument for specializing. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. In the game of life, especially in those established industry, whether it's a lawyer or a teacher or a doctor or engineer, usually they are the great specialists of their craft. And they, because there's only so much time in your workflow, in your daily workflow, so they specialize wholeheartedly and they learn throughout the vastness of their life. The greatest teachers, the greatest doctors, the greatest engineers, the greatest attorneys slash solicitors slash lawyers, well, they are, I appreciate there are differences between them, but they all deal with the character arc of dealing with the legal systems. These people are specialists. They are focusing solely on one thing. Now, within our community, our pitch is that essentially, whatever you do, whatever it is that, whatever is your module of the game of life, whatever is your vehicle to take you and your team and your community and everyone else to realize your vision, that you will essentially do three things because you want to build an audience. No matter what you're doing, you want to utilize social media, you want to use the open source called the internet, and you want to use AI to build the greatest massive audience, to develop a meme, create a vision, create a system, aka your module. It has to be flexible because you want as many players to be coming in and serendipitously co-create something bigger and bigger and bigger. And you want the system to scale itself. You don't want even to scale it. You want everyone to have fun, everyone to make money, everyone to make friends. But essentially there will be three main ways, for three main professions, three main character arcs: the influencers, the co-creators, and then the life flowers, the last one. And which one will you be? I'm saying to you that there will be many people, crazy people, that will say, hey, I actually want to be all three. Just like they will say, no, I am an enlightened entrepreneur and I want to buy properties and I want to buy stocks and I want to buy commodities and I want to start startups. I love starting the companies and then just selling them off, because then you pass it to another entrepreneur. So it's like actually fitting in with my game of life perfectly, because I love to have fun. I love to be surrounded by amazing people. I love people who love to learn. I love people who love to laugh. I love people who love to collaborate and co-create and manifest invisible into visible, especially when it's to the greatest benefit to the entire planet. And this is what great systems, great branding, great content, great products, and great services do. They affect billions of human lives, like Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, and so many others have done before us. So yeah, I love that. And many people will say that I want to do everything, but I advise you to start slowly and get a taster of anything anything you want, anything you can follow your highest excitement. Once again, it goes back to lesson number 10. What were your icons doing? But of course now you have to upgrade it, because your icons didn't have, most likely, especially if they were historical figures, they didn't have access to that ultimate super privilege called open source and AI and internet and social media. But essentially, just to delineate between those three, the influencer back in the days, they were professional marketers. They were just selling products. They were salesmen. They were salesmen who were, they were getting products and their content had been sponsored, and they were essentially showing you that, yeah, you should buy this because it's great and I'm using it, and they were essentially selling you stuff. They were marketing. And many content creators on YouTube, that's what they are. They are influencers slash marketers. Now, this is collapsing slightly because many of our brothers and sisters have taken it completely new level. They have taken it to the framework of flexing. They've made a lot of money, and then they have gotten addicted to accumulation of wealth and material stuff, and they were showing it off. And unfortunately, they have alienated their fellow human beings. Why? Because they have collapsed their trust index. Like, people are giving you the hard-earned attention span points, and you are spending it on showing to them, making them feel inferior because they have less than you. And these are the people who are effectively paying for your lifestyle. It's not the corporations that send you the free stuff. It's not the platforms that pay you for your content. It's the people paying you with their attention span, and you make them feel inferior because they don't have enough, or you make them feel as they haven't got enough. Like, come on, bro. It's like imploding your very own nest in which you are sitting, the nest with the golden eggs. So this is misalignment. This is fear-based consciousness. We say, oh, look at me. I've got something that you don't have. That's collapsing into ego. So I'm better than you because I have something that you don't. This is misalignment. We don't do that. Enlightened entrepreneurs don't do that. So the new framing of influencers, the new influencers will be about impact, like what they want to do. They want to, like, for example, there'll be influencers who will say, hey, we're going to go to that community in Africa and we're going to build wells. And that's going to be influence. It's actually already started. Mr. Beast is doing just that. That's it. That's the new form of influencing. You focus on the impact, and please pay attention that that impact should be within the framing of your vision, and of course it should give ability to the fellow co-creators within the framing of your module, of your organization, of your charity or your business, or whatever it is that you will be doing. So impact is one of the keywords of the new influencers, but the second one is education. Free education. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, this is super important, because that's another system. We're going to be talking more about that when we talk about the collapse of the current economic systems. But the current systems, the banks, the institutions, the corporations, and the governments are operating on a scarcity mentality, the fear-based consciousness. And that's why they are a little bit like corporate buccaneers, like the Pirates of the Caribbean, like take all you can, give nothing back. The new systems will be exact opposite. The new system will be open source. The new system will be give as much for free without any expectations of return. Free, 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 and new. Be free and be new on a daily basis. You give freedom. You give maximum amount of freedom. You give the best what you have to offer, which is yourself, which is the content of your character, your heart, your mind, and your soul. So that's going to be, and then the paid subscription and paid services, that's going to be, you give the best, and then there's the best plus. So there's something which is completely off the charts, like for example access to the best people in those respective fields, and then of course you charge it, and you charge a lot of money, because that's how you profile your market. We're talking about profiling your market. Like if you have someone who is the best content creator in that particular niche, and you want to charge $500 per course, or you want to charge like £50 per month subscription, absolutely, because then you're giving something extra. You're giving those people's times, especially if those people will be actually one-on-one, or the coaching within the team of the video conferences. That's different story. You're then giving someone else's time, and this is understandable. Whatever content creation you have, if you give your personal time, of course you have to charge it. It's like if you guys would come back to me and you would, oh, I'm enlightened already. No, your time, no one will give it back to you. Of course you have to, and you will have to have that belief system that when I'm buying someone's time, I need to pay for it, and sometimes I have to pay with the hard currency. When I'm giving my time, same principle. Absolutely, I'm going to charge you. I'm going to charge you £33 per hour. I'm going to charge £330 per hour. Some will be charging £3,300 per hour. That's new model of influencing. Impact, education, lot of open source, lot of new stuff, lot of freedom, lot of free. Give as much free, because remember, your system has to be a module that is all inclusive. That's why you want all the demographics. That's why you want people from the developing countries, people that don't have much to spare, because you want them to co-create, and you want them to develop wealth, and then they will come back to you. Maybe they will subscribe, maybe they won't. You don't care about that, because you don't expect the result. The second vertical is the co-creation, is those, especially those people who want to, the pinnacle of co-creation, yes to podcasting, to investigative journalism, but the 4 different means of really getting your game of life, the co-creation edition to the highest level, will be the television programs, especially for the families, and the education ones, the comedy series, and the television series such as the House of Cards. Thirdly, it will be the movies. Like once Hollywood collapses, hey, it's terrible. We need all those people to come to us, refugees from Hollywood, welcome here. And what we'll be creating co-ops. We'll be getting the directors, we'll be getting the actors, we'll be getting the union members, we'll be getting all the ancillary staffs, all those beautiful people that prepare the meals, all those wonderful people that prepare costumes. You see, movie making is so exhilarating because it's like you compress the entire industry into one. That's why I love it so much. And this is why we'll be taking it to Hollywood executives. Nothing against Hollywood executives, we love everyone. But we want to give that power to the people. We want to give the power of movie creation where it should belong. Like, I love Hollywood, I love California, I love America, but I love people too. So this is it, the democratization and collaboration, instead of having small group of people, the board of directors, who, I mean, no disrespect to those guys, but many of them are not passionate about the craft. They're not passionate about the product. They're not passionate about the services. If you ever wonder why there's so much Hollywood slop, it's because you have the people who are in it for the quick buck. Nothing wrong with making money. That's the system. Nothing wrong with that. But it's nice to make money whilst you're following your highest excitement. When you have those two values coexisting together and reinforcing each other. And you can, when you give amazing value to the people, you create amazing return on your investment. It's not hard, guys. It's not rocket science. But unfortunately, many of our brothers and sisters, the Hollywood executives, have forgotten about that. And the last part, of course, the video games. Exactly the same thing happens. The video games are collapsing because it's a slop, because you have the confluence of many events, but essentially there's too much politics, both corporate politics, and there's too much division from the American political life. Like, our American brothers and sisters are beautiful, but at this moment in time, the American character arc is that Americans in a state of civil war with themselves, the cold civil war, political civil war, because Americans are in a state of civil war with themselves. Their minds, their bodies, and their souls, they are misaligned. It's like, guys, I love Americans with all my heart, but you shouldn't commodify yourself. You are sacred, you are priceless, you are infinite. You shouldn't turn yourself into a commodity. I tease you guys telling you that you're the products, you're the storyline, you're the character. In reality, you are so much more. You're a human being. And if you commodify yourself, you'll be commodifying others. And this is why it's such an insidious form of self-abuse and abuse of others, because if you're willing to do it to yourself, you'll be willing to do it to someone else. So Americans unfortunately turn themselves into products and services, and now the bodies and their minds are rejecting that script. Like, hold on a second, god damn it, I'm much more than a product or a service. I'm much more than a digit on some super rich guy at the apex of the non-visible, nondescript pyramid, just so I can exist as a digit on his balance sheet, so I can be effectively a person who is fulfilling someone else's character arc. How does that work? So no. Unfortunately, there's too much conflict. There's too much of this going. And you see, this is it. This is always metaphysical. It's always higher. It's always superconscious. All those human challenges is that the body, the mind, and the spirit are misaligned with each other. And then it translates in all those cultural and political and financial and corporate and organizational conflicts, because there's misalignment within you. We're going to talk more about it when we talk about metaphysics of manifestation. But the problems are not outside. The challenges are always within. And then you're manifesting those, because this is how multiverse works. It's a giant mirror that shows you, hey, you know what? You've misaligned yourself. You've allowed yourself to become into something that you should never perhaps allowed yourself to become, and yet here you are. So now it's your redemption arc. Now you have to change your focus, reframe your script, and you have to subscribe to the channel of the Game of Life. And they are the best ones who can help you to change. That was a smooth pitch, though. You have to give it. No, guys, follow your highest excitement. Follow your bliss. Max out your happiness. Max out your alignment with the people. max out your trust. But the bottom line is that the Hollywood is dying, and many of the versions of corporate America are dying because they are misaligned with the board of directors, the investors, the institutions, the governments, and the products and services consumers. It's all misaligned. It's not for the best of the totality of human experience, and that's one of the reasons why it's collapsing. And that's why we send love to everyone. We are not judgmentalism. We send love to all humans, but we're just saying that we're taking the power from the corporations and from Hollywood executives, and we're giving it to the co-creators who will be doing the co-ops, who will be doing that. We'll be taking all the people, refugees from Hollywood, welcome here. Everyone will be putting in as much money as they please, and we will be creating the new corporations. And some of those corporations will be based on the co-op, aka the direct democracy, and all the profits are reinvested into the entirety of co-creative community. The others will be based on, because there'll be angel investors, the refugees from the corporate, refugees from Wall Street, welcome here, the hedge funds, angel investors, and venture capitals, and those communities say, hey, we can have both. We can have amazing community of co-creators, but at the same time, we want the best people from Hollywood or anywhere else in order to co-create those visions, because making movies is not easy. Making movies actually is the apex of the co-creative process, and it's super exhilarating, and I really wish that to you guys. If you choose the co-creator character arc, definitely, if not television series, if not television, the different television enterprises for the families, definitely make movies. And the same with video games. The video games is exactly the same thing. Too much conflict in American culture, and it's seeping into the products and services. You cannot separate your body, your mind, and your soul from the results of your co-creation, aka your products, your services, your content. So that's it. And the last one is the life flow. The last one will be the people who will be going, you know what, no, I'm just living in the moment. I'm just having fun. As if one day someone comes to me and we say, hey, we're doing the startup, we're going to do the startup. If next day we're like, okay, this is the emerging market in the Central Europe, these are the starts, we want to invest this way. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Then there's going to be another one, and that, hey, you know what, there's a small country in South America, and many people think that, oh, you know what, it shouldn't be about the large countries versus small countries. No, every single human being is priceless. Every single nation state is right. Can you come over and can you become a bit of a, can you give them a little bit of a boost? They can really make some use of the tourist revenue. So can you do content creation for that particular community? Yeah, let's go, because they seem to be like amazing people who have maxed out their happiness. Why not? So life flow, it's like when you're not focused on your workflow, where you're focused on your life flow. Just like you hear on a daily basis, you should be living in the now. The life flow is that person who doesn't even do plans, because he's in such a state of physical, mental, and spiritual ecstasy. He's in such alignment with the people that everywhere he goes, it's almost as if the red carpet is being rolled out for him. That's or her. Every door, you know that meme, one of the best memes that symbolize the game of life, the meme from the Matrix, when you have the very long corridor which seems to extend into infinity, and you have all those doors. So you imagine that this is the essentially the meme for the game of life, that all those doors are opportunity. So when you are a life flower, you stand there and all those doors are opening as you pass by, and you just go, oh, this is nice. This is investment. This is flipping properties. This is developing businesses. This is starting startup. This is becoming an angel investors. And you'll be, every time you'll be, yes, 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 because you have so much fun. You go from one ecstasy to another ecstasy to another ecstasy to another ecstasy to another ecstasy. And every time when people will be like, oh my God, how is he doing it? And saying, I'm not doing it. If you're a humanist, you will say, that's open source, that's AI, that's the universal intelligence of humanity called internet. Everyone has access to it. Everyone is co-creating within it. If you're a religionist, you'll say God is doing it. I'm just having fun, bro. And if you're a metaphysicist, you say, hey, everyone is one. It's the singularity consciousness. It's a holographic multiverse. it's creation, whatever you wish to frame it. I'm not doing any of it. The singularity slash creation slash multiverse is doing it. So you will stay modest, you will stay humble, and you will stay ecstatic. So essentially, these are the three modalities of the co-creation of content, influencing, co-creator, life flower. Choose whichever one you please. Try a little bit of everything and see how it fits. And remember, living in the now, maxing out your free stats, maxing out the stats for your team, maxing out the stats, love versus fear, alignment slash cohesion, trust index, and lastly the freedom. These are the things that you focus on the most, and you live in the moment, and you're having blast of your lifetime. When you do this, this is the most important part. This is what we want you to do as the community of co-creators, and perhaps you'd like to invite yourself to do the same. So every time you'll be choosing those different character arcs, those different professions, you decide whether you want to specialize or whether you want to be all three at the same time. Although the life flow is kind of, that's how it is, that he's everything at the same time. He's in enlightened entrepreneurs, he is a co-creator, he is an influencer, but he just doesn't control any of it. He just goes from one super ecstasy to another ecstasy to another ecstasy. So it's like, you know, he just flows. So that's kind of a different, but whatever it is that you choose to do in life, as long as you're having fun, as long as you're doing it for the greatest good, for the largest possible amount of people, and as long as you are free to do what you need to do, aka follow your highest excitement, we are down with you. Go for it. Specialize or multiclass, it's your game of art. Whatever you do, you can still change it. The only indication is, are you having fun? Are you in alignment with the greatest possible amount of people? Are you truly free to do whatever it is that you wish to do? These are the three questions I would like you to ask when you're choosing whether to specialize or to multiclass. Mwah, mwah, mwah.